Hello and welcome back to another episode of Get Lit, where we crush your business in less than 10 minutes. My name is Kimberly Olson, your hostess, and I'm super excited to have you on today because we're going to talk about 5 big ideas for money-making lead magnets. We'll talk about the why, we'll talk about the how, and you will walk away with my free guide that's going to go right along with this training. I think you're going to absolutely love it, so stay tuned. So let's get into it. For this episode of The Goal Digger Girl, we're going to talk about 5 big ideas, 5 awesome concepts you can use magnets that are money makers. I've tested them all. I've used them all. There's one that I'm actually getting into now, so I shouldn't say I've used them all, but I definitely, as a consumer, have used them all. And we're going to get into it to say, what can you do to get started right now, right? And if you don't know what a lead magnet is, I'm going to encourage you to have an open mind. And also, I'm going to say, don't write yourself off and say, oh, well, I'm not a marketer, or I'm not a big, I don't have a big empire or a big email list. You don't need any of that to get started. In fact, the lead magnet is what you put out first to draw people into your email list and get them in your inbox, okay? So we're going to get through the 5 ideas I have, but first I just want to explain why lead magnets, and then we can talk about the how, okay? So by the way, if you're listening to this, because we're dual streaming, please take a screenshot of this. You can post it in your stories and tag me on it, The Goal Digger Girl, GOAL. I'll shout you out on Instagram, and leave a review. It's the very best way you can help grow the podcast if you're listening. If you're on YouTube, thank you for watching. And please leave a comment below. So if you're on YouTube, let us know, are you currently doing lead magnets? If you are, how's that going for you? So when it comes to building a business on social media or online for that matter, you need an email list. You absolutely need an email list, and I will stand by this till the end of time. Reason being is that when you are building solely on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you're hanging out, you are building on borrowed land. Because at any given time, the platform could change, the algorithm can change. I mean, my Pinterest went from 100,000 views per month down to 25,000 in a matter of like a month, because there was a big algorithm change in 2019. So I've been building it back up, but what if that was my sole place for leads and I that would be, oh gosh, I would lose 75% of my leads. Like, that could crumble a business. Or what if you get in the dreaded Facebook jail or Instagram jail, right? Or let's just say the way that you have been choosing to get leads or monetize your brand changes. It's not available at any given moment. We don't get asked. There's no warning. It just happens. But an email list is yours. An email list is something you own. And so if something happens at any given moment with social media, you can always go back to your list, okay? Really, really important that you understand that concept. I also have a video on 7 steps for massive email building. So click that right there if you're on YouTube. I will put it in the show notes. 7 steps. I have to write myself a note. Do you guys ever feel like that? You think of something? It's called #MomBrain. If you don't write it down, you're going to forget. Okay, so when it comes to getting started with this, I'm going to give you 5 ideas, and then you'll see a link below for the lead magnet cheat sheet that I have. You'll see it in the show notes as well, okay? All right, so let me give you the 5. The first one is ebook. I know it sounds super fancy, ooh, an ebook. It's not. Literally, the first ones I made were on Word. We use Canva now. So go to Canva, you can get some templates on there, and you basically fill in the meat and potatoes of it, okay? Leave the design to Canva, and you can tweak it with your brand colors if you have those. But when I first started, I'm not even kidding you guys, I literally would type something in Word, put my ghetto logo on it, which was from Word Swag. That's not even a real design thing. It said The Goal Digger Girl in script font, and my brother called it, he said, what is the Goat Digger Girl? What is this? And I'm like, it's not, it's my new brand, The Goal Digger Girl. Yeah, so that was how I started. I hit 6 figures in 90 days. I really didn't care, to be honest. And you can have the same perspective on this. You don't have to have the fancy website and the beautiful logo. You just need to take action, okay? So give yourself some credit. You know stuff. So if you found that people are constantly asking you for something, type it up, save it as a PDF so they can't change it, because if you give them the Word document, it's editable. Save it as a PDF and voila, you're off and running, okay? I personally, I like to do like a 3D image to make it look more substance to it. So there's websites on there that can generate that. I don't know if Canva necessarily has that yet, but you know how if you see something, it looks like a digital product, something like that, like a little book or DVD or something along those lines, okay? So first is ebook. Next one is video training. A video training is when you put together a great training, tell people it's special, right? Create a video series for your subscribers. Say, if you want to get this 3-part series I did on how to make over my home with a farm chic look, and you want the videos on me showing you my house and how I chose the colors and how I sourced the items and pick things out, then drop your email below and you can grab the three-part video series. Okay, so you can create it specifically for your audience. Or if you do it in a Facebook Live, we're doing this coming up right now. In a Facebook group, we're gonna leave the video up that I'm gonna do for 72 hours, and then we're pulling it down. And the only people who will have it will be, we'll use it for a lead magnet down the road, and then we'll also reserve it for our paid membership program people, okay? So many things you can do. This and surveys. This lead magnet has the highest conversion rate from what I can tell. I have a note that says check out tryinteract.com. I actually was just listening to a podcast today. Let me give you guys the name of another one. I made a note of it. Bucket.io. Bucket.io is supposed to have really good quizzes, so you can check those out. But quizzes are great because you can pre-qualify your leads. You can help them figure out that they have a problem, and then you could be the solution, obviously. And they're fun, right? People are more likely to stop and take a quiz than necessarily some of the other options out there. Webinar is my 4th one. This is a little bit more advanced, but scheduling webinars that they can attend, obviously, such as something like Easy Webinar, is going to skyrocket that perceived value and help you gain more leads. To start, what I did is I used Zoom, and I would schedule the webinar, and I told people that they had, I shouldn't say told people, you can create a forced registration option on Zoom. And so when they click it, they have to put their email to register. We've collected so many emails that way because people wanted the training. You can, right here on YouTube, you can actually schedule a live stream. We use StreamYard. And when you schedule it, you can say, by the way, if you want the workbook that goes with the webinar, just click the link and you can get the workbook. And when they click the link to get the workbook, you're going to capture their name and email. So you can even do it on a public platform on something like YouTube and not use a formal webinar, okay? Webinar service. But Easy Webinar, I'm using that right now. We're actually building it out as we speak. And so it'll allow us to create some evergreen. It just means a webinar that people can continue to register for that you've already recorded. And my last tip is a cheat sheet. So just like the one that you're going to get if you click the link below, the lead magnet cheat sheet, it's going to give you all of this in a beautiful little package. So you can print it off, have it, work through it, check it. There's more details in the PDF, obviously the cheat sheet, but I've done this for Instagram cheat sheets. I've seen people do Facebook Live cheat sheet. You could do time blocking cheat sheet, do it yourself cheat sheet. I mean, you can do it for anything, okay? So think of things that you're already doing, you're naturally organizing or gathering information. How can you do it in a bite-sized checklist for people, a little cheat sheet, so that way. And this is the thing, people love cheat sheet because it's like Cliff Notes, right? Instead of reading the whole book, they're like, give me the Cliff Notes, okay? People are busy. You make their lives easier, they're going to give you their name and email, okay? So these 5 big ideas are definitely going to help you produce some money-making lead magnets for sure. And I can't wait to see what you come up with. Thank you so much for listening, and just make sure, like I said, leave a review. If you're on YouTube watching, hit the subscribe button. And if you hit the bell, you'll get notified every time I produce a new piece of training like this. And I hope that you find it valuable, and I appreciate being here. So until next time, as always, get lit in your business and set your soul on fire. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.